Alright guys, here we are, game 2 of the finals of the tightrope Pacific Invitational. OMGPOP took out round 1. Can Paul take out the second match? He needs to if he wants to keep his hopes alive of winning this thing. Once again, Paul straight away selected Armoured Assault. We saw him do this against Steel's Brigade as well. So it looks like that's his strategy these days, Armoured Assault. OMGPOP going for austere, and his loadout is Mechanized Assault, Close Air Support and Mobile Defense. So it looks like Pop's going to send his troops to the left, maybe. Yep. Instead of doing that wire off that we saw Paul do of this garrison. So that could cause Pop some issues if he wants to try and reclaim this territory later in the game. Very hard to push that garrison, and denying easy access to that to your opponent. So it's a big plus. And oh, there we go, mobile defense straight away. So both our players already know what they're going. And we'll have to see how we match up here. So Pioneers versus Common Engineers at long range. Pioneers probably close the distance. Looks like they're going to stick at long range, wait for the MG42 to suppress that squad before closing the distance. Constructs coming in from the side. Decide to change their angle of approach after seeing that MG make short work of those Combat Engineers. Paul doing some capping of the bare bones, just making it straight to the fuel. Now I'm going to do a bit of capping of the remaining points. Looks like he's going to try to put some pressure on Pop straight away, seeing these conscripts do some harassing plays. Neutralising that point, Pop's seeing his MG42 back to try and stop this conscript squad in their tracks. MG42, oh, I'm getting a bit tired now. MG42 sitting up here, forces those conscripts to retreat, but this is definitely slowing Pop's progress across the left hand side of the map. Pop going for 2 MGs, so we saw this from him as well. And that's going to create a tough zone for Paul to try and push.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Perhaps a bit of double MG plus the aggressive half-track play, a hallmark of Pop's austere. So Paul pretty much capping all the right-hand side of the map. May now consider making some harassing plays on the left. He's actually gone for tier 1, which is a bit of a surprise. Maybe thinking slightly reduced fuel cost compared to tier 2, and try to rush out his quad even faster. Looks like he's sending his Common Engineers out to do some stuff though, so maybe not. Nope. They run to the MG and quickly forced to retreat. No, in comes a sniper, so he's going to make use of that tech structure. Sniper can go quite well on this map, very wide open map, especially on the left hand side where I imagine he'll be using the sniper, trying to snipe these MG42s. So that may apply a bit more pressure to Pop, but that is going to delay Paul's tech. He could be putting up his tech structure right now and bringing out his quad in short fashion, instead going for the sniper.
We are losing a sector.
What's he done with all his munitions as well?
Engineer standing by.
Am I missing something?
You need something.
Okay, demo charge going down on the garrison.
We are targets. Machine gun opened up. Man down.
MGs once again shutting down any attempt Paul makes across this side of the map, but the sniper is going to have another thing to say about that. Last time we saw a sniper, we saw I think we saw Pop. No, that was actually Deals gave this. No, it was with Pop. Pop vs Fahu. Pop didn't actually go for the 222, instead just going for a half track. Pop's taking no chances against the quad though, going for it. No, he is actually. He is. Upon seeing the sniper, he's decided to go for the 222. Wanted to shut that down. And as I say, usually you don't need the pack before 6:30, so he still does have a window to make his pack before the quad arrives. And Paul's actually going for double sniper, so very late tech, going for double sniper, playing the long game here. And Pop, looks like Pop was briefly thinking about queuing up two 222s in fact. The thing about the 222 though, it's actually not that good against snipers. It was actually kind of better at chasing down snipers when you could just have it as the 221. So maybe a slight issue as for us there, chasing down snipers with the 222. Maybe if it could come out as 221 and then free upgrade to 222, that might have been a better. Free instant upgrade to 222, that might have been better for us there in countering snipers. So 222's on the prowl. Do we see AT grenades? No, no AT grenades yet from Paul, so this 222's got run on the map right now, putting quite a lot of damage onto all of Paul's squads. Chasing them away. This squad managed to get quite deep though, actually decapping that munitions point over there. And Paul's pretty undefended across here on the right hand side, so Pop could push across there, but he's just going to be content to hold on to his side of the map, flick some bleed onto these snipers maybe. Both of them taking a lot of damage there, but actually no models lost, so Paul will need to get the field infirmary running. He does have the required amount of manpower to do so. 222's off to a great start, inflicting a lot of damage. No bleed though yet. Paul's not going to go for... Okay, he's not going to go for a field infirmary, instead going to put down tier 2. Perhaps going to go for a Zis gun to try and counter the 222. If he'd just go for the quad, he could easily knock down that 222. About a burst and a half is all it requires to take down 222. As you know, as you can tell, I'm fully on board with the quad abuse. 222's getting quite close. Conscious Ura and double AT grenades could be all it takes. No, only takes one AT grenade. Snipers sense a slight window of opportunity here to snipe this MG though, and there is a half track on the field. So Pop will be able to reinforce on the front lines. Doesn't need to send that MG back to base, but definitely needs to repair his 222 here. Those snipers are super low now. Oh, sniping away at these greens in the garrison, unsuccessful on that attempt. There's demo charge here and a demo charge here. Demo charges are plenty, so that's what Paul's choosing to spend all his munitions on so far, and is indeed going for that pack from tier 2 to try and counter 222. I think I already said that. Doing some frontline repairs with his pioneers. Probably reinforce them, that final model, try and speed those repairs slightly more. Double snipers though, inflicting a lot of bleed onto Pop's grenadiers. It's going to take its toll as the game wears on. Here comes the Zis trying to find a line on this 222. Instead the 222 is going to switch sides, try and find an opening on these snipers. But uh-oh, here come the conscripts and AT grenade, down goes the 222. And that Zis has done its job, can rest easy. Both the snipers forced to retreat by the MG there though, so that will buy Pop a bit more time. Has Paul upgraded the field infirmary? No, that's coming in now. So a slightly more static early game compared to what we saw last match. Poor snipers off to a pretty good start. 4 kills apiece.
Soviet HQ now includes a field hospital.
Knocked down the 222 early.
Those who are seriously wounded.
So Pop's in a bit of a tough situation. May go for Ostroupen reserves. Slightly less expensive to reinforce them if their mods get sniped. Of course the 6-man squads as well
Machine gun!
may be useful against the snipers.
We are dying here!
2 LMG greens try to find a window against that sniper, but it's going to retreat quickly, and now it's going to be healed up. Going to be a lot harder for Pop to try and kill that. Pop still hasn't branched out across the right hand side of the map, which is a lost opportunity, I feel. He had just sends a sweeper squad across there. Could do quite well. He's flooding a lot of manpower now as well. Interesting choice. Perhaps he's uncertain what to do against Paul's sniper play. LG Green's cutting down the conscripts, but they're under fire from the snipers. Half-track's here to reinforce. MG42 sets up to fire upon the ZIS. Half-track backs away. Double MG's blasting away at their ZIS, doing a heap of damage. Sniper also gets suppressed there. Luckily the half-track's here to reinforce. LMG Greens sense their opportunity once more to try and put some DPS on these snipers, forces them to retreat there. Overall though, this is definitely going Paul's way. His early engagement's just inflicting quite a bit of bleed onto OMGPOP's troops, and Paul's not suffering too much in return. A few crew members and a couple conscripts, but nothing compared to what Pop is experiencing right now. And that's a 3rd sniper coming out from Paul, so that's going to take down Pop's squads very, very quickly. Pop's got a lot of fuel in the bank here, and no, he's going for another squad Pioneers. He could just take up and go for tier 2. Having locked in mobile defense so early, this is going to limit his choices somewhat. Here come the snipers.
Taking heat. Yes.
MG support standing by.
We've got to be careful running into the Arc of 5 2 MGs. Oh, this barrage opens up on the MGs, forcing them to reposition to safety. Luckily, none of the shells really landing. Here come the 3 snipers. This is going to make mincemeat out of Pop's squads. Big push coming across here from Paul. Tough to get a good angle here. All these trees in the way. MG suppressing, but look how quickly they go down to the masses of snipers. One gets in the Arc of 5. Those MGs though has to retreat. LMG Grens making short work of the conscripts, continuing their advance, trying to find a line on these snipers. Looks like Pop's branched out across here on the right with his sweepers. Don't think he's spotted that demo charge though. Maybe not. Continuing his advance with his LMG Grenadiers, trying to put pressure on the ZIS. Oh, gets a model from that sniper though. And decides to disengage. Has pushed his MGs up along with those LMG Grenadiers. Half-track dispense to try and put some fire on that combat engineering squad. Pioneers pushing across the right, just making sure he doesn't run into any booby traps with those sweepers. Nasty retreat path, and down goes that combat engineer squad. Pop's floating just a huge amount of manpower right now. Bit of a surprise. I suppose he is keeping his army size quite small. I suppose that reduces his tax. I'm not sure. He floated quite a lot in the last game as well, his US forces. Snipers returning to the front lines. Some of them still a bit damaged though.
Engineer standing by.
Just sniping away at different squads here. Inflicting quite a lot of bleed on all of these greens. About to run into the arc of fire of these two MGs though. Looks like they're sniping the gunners, and this is what you want with your snipers. Snipe the gunners, because then they can't return fire quite as effectively. Here comes a Puma from Pop. He's had enough. Puma's not that effective against snipers either though, and we'll have a hard time pushing against that Zis. Looks like conscripts were dispensed to repel the pioneers once more on the right hand side, though Pop did manage to slow down the victory point bleed at the very least and gain a few more resources in the meantime. He needs to get that munitions back under his control. Did he lose? He lost a green squad. He did. He had 3 green squads before, I'm sure of it. So he must have lost a green squad to these snipers. Snipers continue to inflict a lot of bleed on Pop.
Our lines of supply are disrupted. We are losing a sector.
Is there a second Zis? Okay, so 2 Zises are going to make short work of a Puma as well. Paul's got a huge amount of fuel in the bank. Surprised he doesn't try and tech all the way to tier 4 and try to get some T-3485s going. Command point ticker has been quite slow this game, so it's going to be a long time before we can call on the IS-2. Also, Katyusha could be quite effective against OMGPOP's rather immobile play. Paul's making a push once more. Pax advancing, trying to put pressure on the half track and the Puma. Conscious coming in from the side, perhaps hoping for AT grenade. Unsuccessful though. Snipers sniping away. Looks like they're going to focus on this MG here. It's getting quite low. LNG Grenadiers coming down here though, putting pressure on the Zis, forcing that to retreat. Now switching targets to this Zis. Rifle grenade does quite a lot of damage, but only takes out 2 models there, so. And snipers return fire, inflicting bleed on those LNG greens. Pop's got quite a lot of resources in the bank. I imagine he's going to call on the P4 command techniques, and that thing is very effective at wiping squads. Maybe hoping that's his lucky ticket to try and knock out these snipers. How many is that? 15 on that one, 10 on this one, and 18 on that one. These snipers are doing a heap of damage to all of Pop's troops. Luckily he's got this half track here, otherwise he would have been forced back by now. Command P4 on the front lines. A good opening shot there on the conscripts. They throw an AT grenade. Takes a Zis shot though right after that AT grenade, so it doesn't cause engine damage, but does inflict quite a lot of damage, and they'll require repairs before returning to frontline action. Oh, these snipers continue to bleed these greens. Oh, I think this MG is going to go down here, and that's a Vet 3 MG. Pop's still in this tight cluster here, feeling the pressure from all these snipers. That's 3 Zis guns from Paul. This is a crazy strategy. Oh, cheers, squeaking away. So that's going to make short work of OMGPOP's vehicles, and it looks like OMGPOP's deciding to back off a little bit. Buy himself a bit more time to complete repairs. So this Puma's really done just about nothing this game. Surprised Pop even went for that. All it's done is soak up a few hits from the Zis. And triple snipers doing a lot of damage to those pioneers. But I suppose if there's a squad to take damage from the snipers, it may as well be the pioneers, being cheaper to reinforce. Being a lot cheaper to reinforce than the grenadiers. Oh! Big push here come from Pop. Pop smoke. In come the LMG greens behind the smoke. There's 3 Zis guns here though. It's a lot of Zis. P4 is just diving straight in. Takes a massive volley of AT grenades and the 3 Zisses take down the command P4. The Zisses are being blasted by all these LMG grenadiers though. And Pop's not too far away from being able to afford another command P4. It needs a bit more manpower though. Pack's now focusing down the Zis guns. There's a Puma on the field somewhere as well. So if he can knock out the second Zis, all is not lost. Paul's going to try to recrew that. No, both these squads get suppressed so they cannot recrew it. And 2 Zis guns go down. In return for that command P4. I think maybe a Grenadier squad went down as well. In goes the Puma going deep, trying to find a line on these snipers. Unsuccessful though. Main gun destroy, Pop smoke. Oh, in comes the Sturmovik attack from Paul. We're at 12 command points already. And that's right, that's going to wreak havoc on OMGPOP's position right here. I don't know if Pop even realizes that happened. No, I know he does. He suppresses most of his infantry here. He's got to get his Puma out of there, otherwise that's going to go down as well. But you can see the difference in power between the Sturmovik and the Ju-87s. Sturmovik's far, far weaker. Despite costing pretty much the same amount, 180 instead of 200. So, fresh command P4, and it's got a bit more space to breathe now that 2 of those Zis guns have been knocked out. So maybe I'll put some pressure on these snipers, and the snipers decide to retreat. Perhaps the Sturmovik scouted out that P4, doesn't want to get caught out of position and have to face a long retreat against the command P4. No, in fact, Pop's just going to go straight in with his command P4 and try and knock out some of these snipers. Takes a volley from Sturmovik, doesn't do much damage though, and decides against it. Doesn't want to take an AT grenade in front of that last remaining Zis and get knocked out. Still, if we take a look at the victory points, we see Pop down to 257 to Paul's 465. So Pop's going to have to start rethinking his strategy, because we know that Paul is going to be bringing in an IS-2 shortly. And I don't know why Pop keeps walking into that Sturmovik's AoE there. Take some damage on those Grenadiers in return. And that's it. I guess Pop quit. And Paul wins. Perhaps sensing that the IS-2 is about to come out. And didn't get enough done with his early game play. Or maybe he disconnected there. I'm not sure. Okay. Well,